See, this is why sometimes you got to learn to leave people alone and mind your own damn business. This is exactly why. You bark up the wrong tree, it might just fall on you.
Why did iCube offer Caitlin Clark $5 million for the Big Three League, but didn't even glance at Angel Reese? The answer reveals a hidden reality about how sponsorships work and why Reese's marketability is under fire from all angles. Angel Reese's Reebok campaign fades into the background while Caitlin Clark takes over Chicago with sold-out arenas and skyrocketing jersey sales. Is Reese truly doomed to live in Clark's shadow? Or is there a way out for her brand?
Well, they're about to come for Ice Cube. They're about to come and get Ice Cube. We know how this works. It won't be long.
Ice Cub's Big Three League is offering $5 million to Caitlin Clark, not Angel Reese. And let's be honest, this says everything about how sponsors value the two. That offer wasn't about charity or a pat on the back for good basketball. It was business. Plain and simple. Ice Cube is simply not in the business of losing money.
This is what Ice Cube had to say. This is directly from Cube himself. With Caitlin Clark, it was just to unlock millions of dollars for the league. They didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese, so I don't know if we can make that same offer.
That $5 million check wasn't just a nod to Clark's skill. It was a clear sign of her marketability, her ability to turn attention into cash. For Angel Reese, silence. Not even a second glance. So why? It's not as black and white as skill versus skill. Sponsors, fans, media, they're all watching the numbers.
Ice Cube. Because Ice Cube has come out and given everybody some brutal truth, and there is a portion of this that just tells you everything that we've been telling you. This is just confirmation.
Caitlin Clark's numbers sue Ice Cube because Ice Cube has come out and given everybody some brutal truth, and there is a portion of this that just tells you everything that we've been telling you. This is just confirmation. Caitlin Clark's numbers are what make her irresistible. Sponsors don't just look at what you do on the court. They look at the ripple effect. Clark's jersey sales, for example, completely shatter expectations. Even during the WNBA offseason, they've managed to top charts and outperform season benchmarks. And that's the kind of proof sponsors live and die by. Visible, quantifiable success.
And then we got Ice Cube bombing on Angel Reese, talking about, man, she's not worth the money that Caitlin Clark was worth. Caitlin Clark unlocked millions for the WNBA. Oh, we gonna get into all of that.
It's not like you can argue with TV ratings either. Clark's games consistently pull in viewership that doubles or triples what we've seen before. And it's not just home games. This is everywhere. Even when Clark's playing away, arenas are packed out. Fans are paying to see her, not just the teams. And that's what makes her the golden ticket. She's not a gamble, because every bet on her pays out big.
So, Ice Cube, you see the headline from TMZ. Sorry, Angel Reese, the $5 million offer was only for Caitlin Clark.
Business is business, and the men lie, women lie, the numbers don't. It is as simple as that. It's as simple as that.
Now, let's flip the coin to Angel Reese. Reebok locked her in for a campaign, and there was a moment when it felt like she'd stand shoulder to shoulder with Clark in the sponsorship game. But keeping that momentum, that's where things started to crumble. Reese's campaign with Reebok is already a cautionary tale in the industry. What started as a lot of hype has faded into background noise because, unlike Clark, Rhea isn't converting her exposure into tangible results. And what's hilarious is this is confirmation from the people that want to pay the money sponsors.
And what's hilarious is this is confirmation from the people that want to pay the money. Sponsors. Oh man, Angel Reese fans are gonna be pissed.
Compared to jersey sales that are flying off the shelves for Clark, Reese's branding feels stagnant. The financial return just isn't there. And in a results-driven money game, stagnation is death. Industry insiders have been watching this unfold, and the assessment isn't kind. Caitlin Clark is seen as a safer bet, Someone sponsors can trust to deliver a return on investment in a way few other women's players can.
Ice Cube makes it clear Angel Reese's worth isn't close to Caitlin Clark's. Speaking to TMZ this week, the rapper turned league founder explained that the snub wasn't personal, but it was business. That's all it is, business. Y'all gonna make it personal though.
Meanwhile, Reese is seen as a risk, a gamble that might never pan out. Sponsors don't bet on potential when they've got someone like Clark who's already delivering. The industry phrase, "men lie, women lie, but numbers don't," has never felt more relevant because every stat, every sale, and every fan queuing for a Clark jersey screams one thing: she's a guarantee.
TMZ Sports caught up with Ice Cube himself at LAX this week, and the Big Three honcho said that there will be no deal put in front of Angel Reese anytime soon.
So, what's holding Reese back? It's not her talent. That's obvious. The issue is the confidence factor. Sponsors want to trust an athlete to carry their brand, their image, their wallet. With Clark, they can practically see the money printing itself. Ree, on the other hand, isn't giving them that same assurance. But this divide doesn't stop with the deal from Ice Cube. In fact, things get even more lopsided when you look at how Clark is taking over markets Ree should dominate, like Chicago.
Listen to the following, Angel Reese fans. Ice Cube told us sponsors assured him Clark coming to his organization would rake in cash hand over fist.
Caitlin Clark is doing something in Chicago that's leaving everyone, including Angel Reese, shaking their heads. The city is supposed to be Reese's turf, right? But let's talk facts. When Clark rolled into town, it was like a cultural takeover. Fans were mobbing her as if she were the second coming of Michael Jordan. The streets, the arenas, the energy. It felt like everyone wanted a piece of Caitlin Clark.
What happened to Miss Angel Reese? She's all in Indiana during All-Star and her Reebok campaign, "Come to your trap, take over your trap." What happened to that? Because it looked like Caitlin Clark went to Chicago and took the city over.
This wasn't just hype. It was backed by some absurd numbers. TV ratings off the charts. Attendance, sellouts, almost every game, even when she's playing on the road. Meanwhile, Ree, she wasn't even there. Literally, Reese's absence from some of these matchups had fans speculating if she was avoiding direct comparisons. One fan even said, if Caitlin's out there filling arenas and Ree is nowhere to be found, the contrast is painfully obvious. That's a heavy statement, but the numbers don't lie.
It looked like she took the city over. She took your trap over. Caitlin Clark. It was more fans running. They was running down on Caitlin Clark like she was Michael Jordan. CC with MJ. CC get treated like MJ in the rack. Oh my God.
Now, let's break it down further. In a league where attendance usually struggles, Clark draws professional level crowds like it's nothing. A Chicago fan was quoted, saying they drove hours just to see her, even shelling out more than WNBA average ticket prices. This isn't randomness. This is what sponsors call organic fan base growth.
Caitlin Clark getting treated like Derrick Rose, Michael Jordan, Chief Keef, Lil Durk, all of them. Caitlin Clark took over Chicago. She signed autographs for hours.
Think about it. When you've got people willing to travel just to watch you play ball, sponsors take notes. Compare that to Angel Reese's continued struggles with her Reebok campaign, and it paints a clear picture. Reese definitely had momentum early on, but it's like the buzz isn't sticking. Even her jersey sales, while decent, aren't scratching the insane benchmarks Clark is hitting. Clark isn't just selling jerseys. She's shaping the culture.
This wasn't no extras that was paid to come stand in the scene. No, these were real people trying to get autographs.
Fans crowned Clark Queen of the Rack in memes celebrating her dominance in Chicago. When was the last time Reese was part of that kind of conversation? The craziest part might just be the visual of Clark seemingly owning the city that Reese should have had in the palm of her hand. The sold-out games, crowds spilling into the streets, jerseys flying off shelves like concert merch.
Get her a Harold's Chicken membership. Mild sauce. Give Caitlin Clark all the mild sauce she want. She running Chicago, the queen of the rack. The biggest Barbie.
One source even said it felt like a full-blown fan stampede. This wasn't a moment, it was a movement, and for Angel Reese, it has to sting. Her absence only adds fuel to the fire that maybe the pressure is getting to her. Fans started asking the hard questions. Is Reese ducking these situations because the comparisons are too overwhelming? If that's the case, it's an almost impossible position to fight back from.
All these fans, man. See what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you just got to understand your place sometimes. Look, they talking about Caitlin Clark took over Angel Reese's trap. See, this is why you don't need to keep trying to take shots at her. She took the city over.
The truth is, when even Reese's hometown seems to prefer Clark, it becomes less about the basketball and more about the brand. Clark has managed to align herself with this unstoppable momentum, while Reese's potential feels capped by her inability to inspire that same all-in devotion. It all boils down to the raw perception between the two.
Come on, man. I don't know how you could ever imagine, like, how can you compete with this? Come on, just leave it alone, Angel. And this is why I'm saying you be making yourself look crazy, because in all actuality, there's no comparison between you guys.
Chicago's reaction speaks volumes, not just about Clark's dominance, but also about how Reese is viewed in the marketplace. And if she can't figure out a way to turn these optics around, the comparisons to Clark are only going to get louder. Is that the real reason things feel so stagnant for Reese right now?
You need to stop trying to attach yourself to this girl at every turn, because she has officially come to your trap and taken over your trap. Look at all of the fans coming from all over.
Angel Reese's brand struggles to take off, and the reason might be simpler and harsher than it seemed. She's often talked about in the same breath as Caitlin Clark, and not in a way that helps her. Reese is a star in her own right, but you wouldn't know it by how every narrative ends up circling back to Clark.
This is why I say, Angel Reese, you need to stop trying to attach yourself to this girl at every turn, because you cannot measure up. You don't have as many followers you have on Instagram. That is great. I will not take away from the fact that you are one of the bigger brands in the WNBA. You are a star in your own right, but you are not Caitlin Clark. It's a difference.
Whether it's the media, the fans, or even Reese herself, this constant attachment creates a perception that Reese's brand can't stand alone. One commentator nailed it. You're good enough to stand on your own. Now, so why don't you? And that statement cuts deeper than it seems. It implies a roadblock Reese hasn't fully overcome, breaking away from the endless comparisons.